fighting with the the cats, and I forgot to record that I was eating my leftover burgers from yesterday. I forced myself to eat them. I probably shouldn't have. I wasn't hungry. I didn't wake up until 10 a.m. But I had gone so long without eating, and I figured I'd be hungry in like 30 minutes. I get hungry around 10:30. So I made them and sat here with them for a little bit. What time is it exactly now? Let me look. Hold on. Okay, so it's 10:40 now. I just ate them about 10 minutes ago, which would have been 10:30. But yeah, I'm noticing, one, we have a horrible storm, so it might be why I have a migraine. That's why I stayed in bed asleep till 10 a.m. Or two, and I didn't want to take a Motrin. Or two, I've noticed I get headaches when I don't eat, when I eat such a small meal. I'm about to do macros just to see how small my day was yesterday with food. I have to watch my video and see if I ate twice yesterday or just once. I think I just ate those burgers. Yeah, I just ate the burgers yesterday. So I'm going to shaky step that. I'm going to do my macros real fast. Like I said, I have a migraine. I don't want to take ibuprofen because I'm trying to make sure that leftover picanha doesn't make me sick. Because leftovers can have high histamines. So ibuprofen can mess with your stomach. So that's what I'm doing right now. Just dying of a headache. Just so I can see if this works or not. Hold on, let me do macros. Alright, it wasn't as horrible as I thought, but it still wasn't good. It was 1,000 calories, 92 fat, and 74 protein. I want my protein a minimum of 160, so that caused a problem for that to even be near that. But if it's only 1 or 2 days a week that all of a sudden I just don't feel like eating or I don't get home in time to eat, that's one thing, but I've been doing it a lot. So I don't want to mess up my metabolism. I want to fix it. My body's just processing the food. I'm not nauseous or anything. It's just I now all of a sudden the last couple of weeks feel when my body is processing the food. Like I feel it moving along and it drives me crazy. My senses are just through the roof right now. It's so weird. Like insanely weird. So I didn't fall asleep until like 1:30 last night because I watch people on TikTok going through, right, watching some carnivore people that just pop up in my feed. And there was this woman who seemed very lost and new to it. She had lost 16 pounds in the beginning, I think, which I'm assuming was the month before, because she just seemed like the statements she was making did not seem researched or knowledgeable. All right, so 71 is great blood sugar. That's not too low a blood sugar, for one. So we'll start there. But I didn't even say anything about that because she thought it was low. Also, fat does not raise your blood sugar. The protein you're eating, if it doesn't have enough fat with it, could raise your blood sugar, but that's very rare. And the whole reason is because that is why people do a ketogenic diet. And yes, carnivore is a ketogenic diet. They're just different forms of ketogenic, but it's still a ketogenic diet, right? And, of course, she just bought herself a monitor, so she can, I guess, a Keto Mojo or something, so she can test her ketones and make sure they stay above 1 and, not have her blood sugar so low. And, she was saying how you have to eat more fat. And, okay, I have researched so much stuff on keto, for one, and on carnivore is insane, the research I've been doing along with histamines. And if you're not losing weight, they usually tell you to cut back on fats. Okay, if you're not losing any body composition, like if your body's not changing its composition and you've been stuck for a couple of months and you're not losing any weight, no inches, no nothing, Then they tell you to cut back on fats. Okay, do you hear me? They don't say you need more fats. You need to raise your blood sugar. You need this. No, they do not tell you to add more fats. And so I'm sitting there watching her video, and I'm like, okay, I wasn't mean. I wasn't mean or bossy or nothing. I just was like, I hear what you're saying. But if you're trying to lose fat, you can, when you're not eating, your body's actually eating its own self, right? It's eating the fat. So you are getting meals in between your meals if you're a fat person and you are fat adapted. I mentioned maybe because you're new, you're not fat adapted yet. And I was just being helpful, and I guess I shouldn't be helpful. I wasn't mean about it or nothing. And then she got in there and did the whole caps and says, I have no clue what I'm talking about. And then I'm like, well, I actually do. I've been researching all of this for years. I mean, you can go read Dr. Eric Westman's book, Dr. Berry, and she's like, there's my point. You don't know what you're talking about. So I guess she doesn't believe in Dr. Berry or Dr. Westman at all, and she thinks they're quacks. And I named some other doctors that are real carnivore doctors. So I don't know what kind of weird carnivore person she's following or believes and or what science, but she was just so rude and just kept, like, I was like, I'm not being mean. I was just trying to help. You seemed new. But boy, she was vicious. So vicious. I ended up blocking her, and she says she needed to block me because I was a foolish know-it-all person, and I am following foolish people, and she doesn't want to be a part of that. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm sorry. I think Dr. Berry is great. I think Dr. Westman is great. I think Dr. Chafee, I just found him, by the way, not too long ago. Because I wasn't doing carnivore, is great. Dr. Funk, great. Like, I can list, and there's a billion new doctors. Sean Baker, great. Like, what? So what is she following? Maybe she's following the one you can have fruit. I don't know. Which isn't really carnivore. It's some new age crap. But I literally kept saying, I'm not being know-it-all. I was just trying to help. And she just tore into me. And I was like, I don't understand people. I'm never pushed anything. I was just trying to give her another view because she seems very new, and a view about what was going on in her body at that moment. Especially since she is trying to teach people how to do this. So, yeah. I don't understand people. Maybe it's because it's words. And I went back and read it to make sure that, my phone didn't type the wrong thing. And no, it was all typed right. So maybe she has a thing against blondes. Oh, no. And that is a thing, y'all. I have watched so many people viciously attack any kind of comments of help if it's coming from women of blonde hair, but the same thing can be said by a different person or race, and they ain't. I've watched this a lot in this community that I was trying to be a part of, that I no longer want to be a part of now. But I'm also finding that keto people are more friendly, more accepting, and they're more accepting also of the way you do your keto journey, except the one tiny cult group of keto police, which is very small. I don't come across them very much, and never really have. And even then, they'll just tell you something and then walk away and not say that you're a horrible person and stuff. And then, but I'm finding in the carnivore world, it is very cliquey and very, 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 they only believe one way, whatever's in that clique, right? I mean, seriously. Completely don't research, don't look at other options, nothing at all. They cannot think for themselves. So whoever their leader is in their carnivore world, they go by that and that only. I am finding this so much. It is so weird to me. I just don't get it. I don't get it. So it's very lonely out in the carnivore world because people aren't nice. People aren't nice at all. Even when you ask a question, and I made sure it looked like I was asking a question on this girl's page and not like telling, it was a question. And she told me to get out of there. I'm like, I don't understand. It was a question, but when I was liking all her stuff, she loved that, right? But as soon as I asked a question, I'm told to get out. And it wasn't like a mean question. It was a legit question that I did not know. Okay? I literally asked, because everyone's body is different. I asked how, because she was talking about too much fat. And she never said how much is too much fat. Because she believes that certain women shouldn't have it over a certain amount of fat. Or under. And I just asked, well, how, for a 46-year-old woman, what would you think is too much or too little? And her answer was, get out of there. I'm like, but you didn't address how much fat. You're telling people they're having too much fat or too low of fat. And no, I did not make this statement. I just never responded again. And it's like, what on earth? If you're going to make a statement and say this is what you think it should be done, you need to either answer people's questions nicely or don't make the damn statement when it comes to that. Or just ignore it. Don't say get out of here. Like, oh my gosh. So I had a lot of anxiety and a hard time sleeping because this is how people are. And my brain was playing through, oh my gosh, this is how evil people are in the world. This is why the world is fighting. People can't communicate, can't talk. They just act like a 2-year-old and tell you don't know what you're talking about. And then completely just, call you names. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even say I was a know-it-all. I said, have you watched Dr. Barry and Eric Westman? And then she's like, there's my point. You don't know what you're talking about. So, and yes, I know Dr. Eric Westman is keto, but you can choose to eat the vegetables on his page or not. It is up to you. So, but yeah. Yes, I couldn't fall asleep because that bothered me all night long. Like, why does people have to be like that? I was just being nice. But instead, she took it as I was attacking her, I guess. That's all I can assume. That's when I woke up this morning. I was like, well, maybe she thought I was attacking her. Or telling her she's doing her journey wrong. And I was just giving her an option because let me tell you, in that video, if y'all watched it and y'all would be the same way. She likes her blood sugar. She thinks blood sugar at 93 is great. And I didn't even address the blood sugar problem after that because I was worried about being attacked more. But 71 is tanking. No, it's not. No. If you want to get in real ketosis, you want it in the 60s and 70s. I strive for the 70s. That is a very healthy blood sugar. But whatever. Whatever, right? People can believe what they want to believe. And if I would take help on it. Like, people's giving me tons of videos to go watch, and I am not mean to anyone who does it. I'm like, thank you. And I go watch them. Okay. I go watch them because it is a never-ending learning experience. They are learning new stuff every day. I need to learn the stuff with them. Like, maybe people just don't like knowledge, and I love knowledge. I appreciate every time any of y'all tell me something, whether it's something that I've already tried or it doesn't work for me. I'm very kind when I answer. And when you send me a video, like, I never heard of Kelly Hogan or whatever until y'all sent me the video. So, and a few people sent it to me, so I can't point out just who did it. And I have very bad memory with names and stuff. Maybe because I'm always so busy when I'm having to answer the comments. And some comments just showed up from like a week ago, over a week ago. Freebird's comment, I have to go read. It just showed that she left a comment, and it said it was like 10 days old. And it's weird because my tablet shows comments that the phone and computer don't, and vice versa. I can never see all the comments on one device, or they just show up weeks later for me with the timeline, and I'm like, wait, what? That's a long time ago. It drives me insane. It just showed me a list from 2 months ago, which I am sorry, I'm not going back 2 months. There's too many. But I don't know why it does that. Does anyone else have YouTube and have that issue? It's so weird. So weird. Also, I'm watching Wendy and them, and I knew about the fry thing. I knew it wasn't real french fries. Like, basically, it is a million ingredients grind up and shaped like fries. I knew that. I think Wendy's has real potatoes. Of course, they still use bad oils and stuff, but it's really hard to be clean in this country. You have to make your own food, really. Like, there's not too many healthy places you can go. Everything's got chemicals, especially soybean oil. The more I am trying to stay away from that stuff, the more I am reading it in stuff. But yeah, I haven't washed my face, washed my hair, nothing yet today. But yeah, I just wanted to get that off my chest because it was really, really bothering me. It was like, yeah. So hopefully I can figure out what's wrong with me and come back to the keto world where people just seem more loving. I mean, who would not want to be and like follow Dr. Berry if they do carnivore? Like, he's very friendly, he's very kind and very knowledgeable. I just don't get it. Do not get it. But anyways, people are who they are, right? And that's the sad part. This is what makes my daughter extremely depressed. Watching people bash people, be mean. And with her, because she has autism, you can say, we're all going to lunch now. And then she gets sad and depressed because you didn't just invite her to go to lunch. But it meant she was coming too. We're all going to lunch. But with autism, you have to say, Haley, go put your clothes on. We're going to lunch. You have to directly tell them, especially her. It's not an ask. You have to tell her. Because once you've asked, she thinks you really don't want her to come. Because she has trouble making choices. So you have to tell her. And then she's happy and fine. And I noticed this with a lot of autism people. I follow a lot on TikTok. Just so I can understand my daughter more. They also know a lot of facts. Kind of like me. They know a lot of facts. And when they're telling you the fact, or they're on one side of something, and they will tell you it a million ways, which will stress you out, especially if you're never going to be on their side of what their belief is. And it's very hard for them to stop telling you a billion ways because they truly believe that they are right. Because they go by what they've read, like a science or a fact, and there is no gray area. There's no self-thinking in their brains. So they get very upset when they cannot convince you, no matter how they tell it. Cannot convince you. Because most of them have no self-thinking category. It is literally black and white. This is wrong. This is right. So if they're reading something from, let's say, Haley does not agree with this, but I've noticed it with a lot. So let's say you're reading something from FDA. They say it's great for you. You will never, ever, ever convince them with your statements or anything else that it's not, because they take them as authority and the correct way. That's the problem. That's the problem. But anyways, I am going to shut up and pray I don't have to take a Motrin because this headache is killing me today. And I got to finish watching Wendy and Harry. Alright, it has been 2 hours and no stomach issues, no nothing. Because I'm doing a low histamine diet, I have to pay attention. My migraine got so much worse as the storm started raining harder and harder. So I did take an ibuprofen. So if I get sick tonight, it could also be from the stupid ibuprofen. Yay. Yay. I miss the good old days. I miss all the years on keto, perfectly fine before getting long haul C-word from Delta and getting, having severe issues with mast cell activation syndrome, which led to horrible histamine issues, which has led to me having to do a low histamine carnivore diet, not a normal carnivore diet, because I would have so many more choices of food, depending if I wanted to do dirty, clean. I am literally only a few options. It's not every single cut of cow even, and it has to come from the actual meat market. And the only cut so far that works there is a picanha fat cap. It's the end of the sirloin with the giant fat on it. And they cut it extremely fresh. Like the one I got yesterday was cut yesterday while I was there. And if they cut it beforehand, they vacuum seal it immediately. It's the only meat they do that with, mainly because I'm the one buying it. So it gets sold as fast as they cut it. I go and buy them all, or other people go and buy them. So it's extremely fresh, and it is not aged meat. It comes straight from the cattle ranches. Like, it's boom, boom, boom. There you go. It is the freshest. So it's the only one I can eat with no problems. We've tried multiple different ones on me, even from there, and I cannot eat them. They are too aged. My histamine issues are some serious bad boy issues, and I don't think I can do the bacon. So, and I could do the bacon. No, I get sick every time, or if I do it multiple days in a row, I get sick. So I'm not really sure there. But yeah, it's a roller coaster. I got very fresh eggs again yesterday, so I do have eggs. I have been okay eating eggs as long as it's not eggs and bacon. So we'll be eating eggs back and forth. So when you see me eat ground hamburgers, if you don't watch the whole video, you would see that it's ground picanha. I grind it myself. I put it in a food processor and mush it all up. And it's amazing. It's the best texture hamburger I've ever had in my life. I've never been a fan of hamburger texture. It's very, I don't know how to explain it, but when you put in a food processor and not a grinder, because I own a grinder too, and it's going to come out in a hamburger texture. When you do it in a food processor, and it is pure mush, like, you don't need egg to hold it together. You don't, like, it is amazing. I could make a meatloaf without an egg. It is so stuck together. It is like a totally different texture. It's almost like a steak texture, but very, very, very soft. Like, you don't even have to chew. Like, I love picanha, but it gets stuck in my gums and my teeth and stuff, and I'm always, as soon as I eat it, the moment I'm done, I have to go, like, take the toothpick and the dental floss and really scrub my teeth with a toothbrush to get it all out. Yes, I brush my teeth after I eat anyways. However, I do not have to do all that multiple times a day when I eat it as a burger. I only do the flossing and stuff, like, at night. I have no choice but to do it every time I eat a normal steak. And this is any steak. It's not just picanha, or chicken or anything like that. So I like that I'm not struggling, and I love the taste. And if I only have time to run in there and brush my teeth and get out the door, there's no problem. So yeah. Yes, my teeth are not in a line, so they're a pain in the butt to floss, and they get food, and I have to floss them a billion times a day, and I don't have to do it with the grind up meat. I just do it like a normal person would, instead of a million times in a day. Now, there might be people out there watching this saying, what do you mean? I do it every time. Well, I've never met anyone who does it every time. I'm used to people doing it like once a day when they go to bed or something. Even my dentist said once a day because of your gums. You don't want to over irritate your gums. But let me tell you, every time I ate picanha, so that was at least 2 times or more a day that I was having to, like, floss. Now, today I will probably be eating some picanha normal style. I don't know how I'm going to slice it up yet, but I want some more fat today. Just because I was too low of calories and stuff for the last couple of days. So I'm just going to do picanha style, and I'm going to fry up some of that fat that I've been cutting off, air fry it up. But that's way later. The thought of food just makes me nauseous. Like, I was watching this nutritionist who basically started carnivore when I did, and she literally said when she's hungry, the thought of food is delicious, and she eats it. And then afterwards, the thought of food just makes her nauseous. Like, it just, ugh. And that's how I feel. And until I'm hungry again, I have no desire to go eat. Okay? None. On keto, it was like, what kind of sweet thing can I make? Or let's go do, like, I was always thinking what I can make next. Don't get me wrong, it made me extremely healthy. I was extremely small, extremely pretty, in my opinion. I miss looking like that. But COVID kicked my ass. And it stayed with me. And it wasn't because I got it a million times, like literally over 10 times. It was the Delta version. It gave me long haul and caused all kind of body crap. It's the first time I ever had the flu in my whole entire life because I'm no longer immune to it because it changed my immune system. So yeah. That's why we're doing carnivore. To try to reverse everything, and become healthy again. So, and yes, my main goal is to hopefully be back to keto because I love the keto chow. I love the bread. I love the salads. I love being able to say, okay, I can eat a salad there instead of constantly, every time I go out, Dino's like, well, hopefully one day we can eat here. Oh, hold on. Hey, that was Mom. I wasn't planning on going anywhere today. I was going to take my shower tonight and wash my hair, and I'm praying not. I'll just have them refill it again because it says my prescription is overdue for pickup. But it's a bad storm. I don't want to go anywhere. So, I don't know. But if I think of anything else to talk about or what I do today, which will probably be nothing. I'm done binging carnivore videos. Every single person that has a totally different take on carnivore. I cannot find a lot of people who agree. Like, it is hard. It is hard. Okay, you have your whole tribe with Dr. Westman who do not believe in internet keto, so you do not eat high fat. You really don't. If you follow page 4, phase 1, any of that, there is no high fat. That's why you have 6 olives max, 2 tablespoons of fat. That means like butter, mayonnaise, stuff like that. Like, it is measured because he does not do high fat keto. And you have a huge tribe out there that is right there with you to support you. Okay? 20 total carb. You have a huge group. Then you have people like Keto Chaos. Always call her Keto in the Chaos because she's got so many children and so much going on in her life. And then she can do net carbs. And she's perfectly fine doing net carbs, okay? And do the people who follow Dr. Westman hate her? No. Does she hate people who do Dr. Westman's? No. Like, there's multiple tribes, and we can all get along and realize whatever works for your body works, other than the keto police, but they're their own little weird cult over there. But in the carnivore world, they don't get along. They cannot agree to disagree. Like, the whole coffee thing. Well, Dr. Anthony Chasey said he ain't giving up his coffee. All right, and to me, he's like the king to me of carnivore for what I've been seeing, him and Dr. Berry and stuff. Dr. Berry has his coffee. So, like, but then you have people attacking you. You're not carnivore because you're having a plant with coffee. You're not carnivore. Well, not to me, but I watch them attack this other girl because once a month she has a small cup of berries. Just once a month as a treat. She's very healthy. She was healthy going into it. And that's her treat once a month. You're not carnivore because that one single cup of berries you have in a whole 30 days makes you not carnivore. No. Look at what carnivore means. I think it's like 90% or somewhere around there of your daily intake is from eating animal based. You know what? Let's just look it up, okay? Because it's not 100%. It does not say 100% of your milk. Let's see. Going to Google. What? Oh, while using the app. Okay. What is a carnivore diet? Let's see. Oh. Alright, look how pretty those look. I wish I could eat anything I want. I really am wanting fish. I am actually craving fish. It's a article. I prefer the actual definition, so hold on. Let's see. No. I looked it up the other night, and it was a definition instead of an article. Cleveland Health Clinic. No. All right, hold on. Let me find the definition and we'll be back. Well, everything I'm finding right now is just animal products only when you look for the definition. So I don't know. I don't know where I was that showed a different definition the other night. And that is the problem, y'all. When you look stuff up over and over again, it's something different. It is literally like all these things that just showed up for me is not what showed up the other night at all. At all. Now, am I going to sit here and vilify plants like broccoli, cabbage, and all those things like a lot of people have been doing lately? No, I'm not a scientist. I grow my own tomatoes when I eat them and bell peppers now. Is there a lot of horrible things that's been added to it? Yes, but it's that way with a lot of the meats, unless you're able to afford to go to a butcher where you know what they're doing to those meats. So anything can be vilified. I believe you got to do what's best for your metabolic health. I wish I could eat cabbage, y'all. If you go back over the years, when I ate all my cabbage bowls, oh my gosh, I lost so much weight. I felt so good. And then I got this whole histamine issue. I did not understand why all of a sudden cabbage was making me feel sick. And I would throw it up. And my stomach would bloat. And then it happened. It slowly happened with every single vegetable. It did not happen with tomatoes, but tomatoes is a huge histamine thing, so I cut that one out no matter what. Same with peppers, I cut that out because it was giving me a heartburn issue. But I'm not really sure if it was the peppers or the other added things I ate with the peppers, like the mushrooms and stuff, like a combination. But even broccoli. The last time I tried to eat broccoli in the beginning of January made me so desperately ill. So ill. So GERD could be like gastral reflux esophagus disease. I don't know what it stands for. Anyways, and IBS-DC is what I had as well. Could all be caused from histamine issues. And it's why I can keep it under such control, not eating histamine issues. Also, some people just can't process fiber. And I am one of those people my whole life. So we're just going to keep trying. We're just going to everyday try. I know I've not lost much weight this month, but that is one thing I've been following a lot of guys and girls, well, women and men on TikTok, and they're only about 8 months into this journey, and they said the first 30 days, big whoosh. Then the next month or so, they barely lost a few pounds, all right? But their body started changing and getting healthier. And until they were healthier, they didn't see any big jumps on the scale. But within 8 months, they lost 60 plus pounds. But during that time, they had to wait for their body to heal. And then their body started changing composition. And so it's given me hope to just keep going, even though the scale has barely dropped. I got on it and it was like, cause today is what, day 62? I think it's day 62. If I didn't make yesterday's video, I don't know. I'll look. But, so I did get on the scale and it said 224 point something. So that means I only lost about 4 pounds this month. Last month. which means I've lost a total of 31 pounds in 2 months. So 31 pounds in 2 months, if you look at the overall, is great. That's 15 pounds a month. So that's like 1 month was 15, one was 16. So when I look at it that way, that's great numbers. If I look at it a month all by itself, I'm like, how the hell is that possible? Especially if you believe in this whole stupid shit of calories in, calories out stuff. Because my calories were super low all month. Like, low 1,000. Alright? So, and I've been working my butt off. So the calories in, calories out is not all that matters in this world. Just saying. Just saying. But I also have noticed a difference with my body. So the composition is changing. Sorry, I had just put lotion on. And my cat decided to come visit me when I was doing it. And got cat hair stuck to my face. It's the bad side about having cats is you have to deal with cat hair. All the time. Like, I just put socks on. And they rubbed on them. And now my socks looks like I'm a friggin' cat. Y'all, we vacuum, we sweep, we use special little cat thingies. I use undercoat brushes. It don't matter. It don't matter. I have 8 cats. And it is getting summertime. So they are starting to shed so much. It's really hard to keep up with them. Which reminds me I haven't done cat litter, so I better go do that. Alright, it is 3 o'clock and I'm actually hungry. We went to the Dollar Tree, and I might have been talked into by Dino to buy a lot of the fairy garden crap they sell. Y'all, I think I bought them all. Well, not really. If I bought them all, it would have been really expensive. So, but it was bad enough. Okay. So, I am hungry. Surprisingly, I am hungry. Because earlier when I told y'all I ate, I didn't think I was going to be hungry today. Like, I thought that was it. But I'm actually hungry, so we're going to eat immediately. Like, I'm not going to stall, because when I stall, I stop being hungry. So, I got to run dishes. I was waiting for the dishwasher to get full, so I'm going to have to try cutting on a small board. Alright. Y'all gonna have to give me a second because I forgot to wash the air fryer. Alright, it took less than 2 minutes. Dawn Spray to the rescue. I swear by that stuff, y'all. It gets the fat off so well, so quickly. Alright, the last week, and especially yesterday, when I take my socks off that were never too tight before. Actually, I think I have enough meat in here. That was never too tight before. Leave horrible indentions. That yesterday I took the socks off around 2 p.m. and those indentions were still there when I woke up this morning. I've never had that happen. So I don't know if I'm having too much salt or what. I have never once had that happen. I don't know, this might not be enough because I am actually hungry. So that was really weird for me. Wish I had a better knife to cut it thinner. I gotta start going when they're not so busy or calling in advance to get it cut again. I think if I had a really sharp knife, 1, I'd cut my finger off, but 2, it would make it really easy. Hold on. Okay. No, Freya, you're not getting no raw. No sharky. And yes, the raw is actually more healthy for them than me giving them some that has a tiny bit of salt, right? But I don't like to give them certain things multiple days in a row. They just don't handle a lot of things with fat in it. So I gave them some of the hamburger because I had taken most of the fat out. But they only get a tiny bite, like a treat size bite. So this will be the first time cooking this picanha like this in my new Ninja combo. And later in the future, when I am doing keto chow again, we're going to try the bake feature. I have made a video about it. I just haven't put it together yet because I'm debating on waiting till I try a few more features on it. Dino eats pasta and rice. I was thinking about trying those features so I could just tell people what I think about it. Okay, so I already cut a bunch of fat up the other day, so we are going to go ahead and use some of that. Because as you can see, there's not a lot of fat on my meat. It's not a lot of fat on the meat, and I have been under calorie for a while now. Y'all, this holds so much. There's no way I can eat all this, but I haven't had issues. I've tried it 4 times so far. I haven't had any issues with leftover picanha. So, I think I can have leftover. But the goal is to eat all that today and hopefully not get a stomachache. The first month I was eating way more because I was coming off of eating tons of baked potatoes, plain baked potatoes with salt, tons of crackers, chicken broth, occasional bad stuff, wrong salt, occasional bad stuff, and I had been doing that for months because I was so sick with my GER. I could not I could not eat anything else, and coming off of tons of deli meat and cheese, right? So it was very easy to be more hungry in the beginning. But when you watch my videos, my portions and the times I eat has drastically decreased to nothing. Alright, so I'm not saying you don't have to have any fat. You need fat with your protein like this so that it doesn't raise your blood sugar. Especially if you're doing like chicken breasts. I'm just saying you only need like 200 grams of fat usually. There's a lot of people saying at least 65% of your diet needs to be fat. So between 65 and 80, which would put me around, I think, 100 grams or so. I don't know. I've been using the app to try to figure it all out because, you know, I've always been low fat, 45, 65 on my keto journey, because I found I could not lose weight at all on high fat. But right now I'm not worried about the scale. That's why we're not getting on it that much. We're just going to ignore the numbers. We are worried about healing my muscles, my gut, my anxiety, my type 2 diabetes that was coming back. Like I was worried it was coming back. It was kind of weird that my A1C was fine, even after being in that category. 2 months of it was really, really high carb, right? And I wasn't on metformin. And then the last month was carnivore. And that measurement was like 5.4 or something for eating all those carbs for 2 months. But they had put me back on metformin because last year they said it was coming back. I was more than pre-diabetic. Alright, going to 400. I'm going to go down to 12 minutes because we do not want to overcook bad boys. Let's start. So I don't throw this away. This is gold to me. I'm hoping it won't upset my stomach. So the truth is, even looking at my whole food sensitivity book, it's hard for me to tell if it's just because I ate eggs for multiple days in a row, I ate bacon for multiple days in a row, or because I had to take a bunch of ibuprofen in the last few days during that time. Or is it just a cycle that my body does once a month no matter what? even after tracking for 2 whole months, I cannot get a read on it because during those times was, well, the ground beef I know for sure because it happens every time. Some of those times was due to eggs. Some of those times were due to bacon. Some of those times, but I had ibuprofen during all those times. And everyone knows, 800 milligrams of Motrin especially, like of ibuprofen, rips your stomach to shreds. And my body is definitely not healed. I'm only in my day 60 something. I gotta look it up. So my body is nowhere near healed. Hold on. Alright, so I've been watching this eye doctor who does carnivore, and she uses it to help cure some eye issues. I'll look and find her link and put it in my playlist, Trying to Heal My Body with Low Histamine Carnivore. I totally forgot what I was gonna say. When I take ibuprofen, it really gives me a little brain fog. Crap, y'all. What the heck was I about to tell y'all? I had to go rewatch my video to know what I was talking, so I would remember what I was talking about. So she says it takes over 100+ days to start healing your body on a carnivore diet. And I believe that because everyone begged you to stick with it at least 90 days to actually start seeing some serious healing done. So I will find her channel. She has 2 of them, and I will put them down below so you can watch her if you would like. Alright, it's 3:30. It is 8 ounces, and I'm going to eat it. However, it does not taste like it was. Like, I don't understand how the taste has changed dramatically. In the last 10 days, it does not taste like picanha to me. Like, I don't get it. Okay. So I'm going to have to try to make another appointment with the stomach doctor. My heart is pounding out of my chest. My body is red. It's like I'm having an allergic reaction. I am not eating fat anymore. I'm not going to listen to anyone anymore about eating fat on carnivore. And I don't even... Okay, the reason I started eating bacon and eggs wasn't just because of the price. It was because the picanha started to make me sick. And then I thought it was just the batch they had. And then... yesterday I did better, and the day before I did better with the picanha and the cheese because it had no fat. I cut all the fat off. And here I am within 15 minutes of finish eating it, and I'm in there throwing up, and heartburn is coming out my nose. My heart is literally pounding like I am having a horrible allergic reaction. My pulse is like 160. My insides feel like they're shaking to shreds. Alright, y'all, this is why I went off keto. This is why I was eating nothing but plain baked potatoes, crackers, and chicken broth because I couldn't live this way. Because as soon as I eat, I'm sick. And I got scared to eat. I literally was having issues without telling y'all. That's why I wasn't doing videos. I was getting really depressed because I was terrified to eat. Because I got sick every time I ate. And then being told, well, I have high histamines. Just don't eat histamine foods. Well, this ain't working with the fat. I am not doing good with fat. At all. And I used to never be able to eat fat. And I think I'm back. Like, I think the first month was fine. The next 2 weeks was okay. But the last 2 weeks... I didn't want to discourage people because I've been having hell nights. And now it's during the day. This is right after, so I know it's from what I just ate. It is literally, it's in my throat right now, the acid. It is literally from what I just ate. So yeah, I don't know what to do. And there was no cheese. I ate this morning, so it didn't even have an ounce of cheese in it. I was fine. The picanha was fine, but I didn't have any fat in it. Or is it because I just ate like a pound of meat in one day? Is it too much food for my body? Now, I've always said my stomach takes too long to digest food. So is it just so overfull with a whole pound of meat inside there from when I ate this morning that it's making it come back up and causing heartburn? I don't know. But the stomach doctor also said she wasn't sure what she could do for me because I can't take any of the tests. Like, I can't be put to sleep. I can't have twilight. You have to be able to eat, it's like a radioactive thing, that they put in oatmeals or eggs, and it can only be in those two things. And both those things I will throw up because it has to be their powder eggs. And powder eggs make me throw up within minutes of eating it, plus horrible diarrhea. Oatmeal, just a few spoonfuls of oatmeal and I'm on the ground crying in severe pain. And it's been that way my whole life. So, like she said, that wouldn't work because you have to lay on the table for 2 to 3 hours after eating it. And I don't even know if I could handle that with my back problem or my neck problem. But, so she was like, how can we do that test? Because you can't throw it up and you can't let it come out of your body. It has to stay in there. So, yeah. That's one reason she didn't do any tests, because she literally said she didn't know which ones, what else she could do. My dad gets surgery on the 19th and I have to drive him, and it's an outpatient surgery, so then we come home, but he's going to have probably some issues from it for a little while. And he can't get his main surgery until he can get off steroids. But with his giant cell arteritis, it's basically his blood vessel is swelling in his brain that leads from here to here. And you have to take steroids for it, or it will kill you. He's been on steroids for years because of it. And until he can come off those steroids, he cannot, and it's high doses, he can't have surgery because of it. I don't know. Maybe the meat's a little older than they said. Maybe it's just the fat. I don't know. I did so good. I was doing so good eating. But I was frying my meat to death like leather. And so many people were telling me I was getting no nutrients from it. And I don't want my hair to fall out. I don't want to cause myself more damage. So I stopped frying it like leather. And now I'm suffering every single time I eat it. And now I didn't eat all the fat. I started to get really sick. I don't know. Anyone have any suggestions? Should I start? I don't know. The histamine list is not keto. And is not carnivore. Like the low histamine list, if I was go with the real low histamine list to try to see if I can fix everything. It's not that, I don't know. I miss before Delta. I miss, keto had healed my stomach so much that it was only occasionally I was dying. And then after the Delta version, I was dying around the friggin' clock. When I got COVID, the very first one, COVID-19, in April that year, 2020, I thought I was going to die. I got the horrible stomach illness from it, and this was so much worse. It was coming out both ends for 30 days plus during that time. I was so desperately ill from it. It gave me a stomach issue instead of a lung issue. But afterwards, my stomach was fine again. Until I got the Delta one in January 2022. And it has not been fine. I'll have a few months of being okay. And then I start suffering like this again. And I have no choice but to go back to baked potatoes. So it's not normal heartburn. You cannot function when you have this. And I know some of y'all have it. So you understand. I've also been told, it's part of my fibromyalgia and blah, blah, blah. People, It's very confusing. Each doctor says it's from this, it's from that, it's from this, it's from that, right? I'm told it's because my histamines. I'm told it's because my fibromyalgia. I'm told they're not sure. It's because I have IBSD. Like, it's just my GERD. But you can't function. Dino asked, did I want to work in my garden? And I want to. It's still daylight. Okay, it's just the shadowling's making it look dark in here. But I'm so nauseous and was throwing up. And it was coming out the other end again. And it races my heart insanely. Plus, I have a very weird condition where I've had it my whole entire life. Usually you grow out of it, but I never did. It's where you get really, really nauseous out of nowhere, and you go to sleep for at least 30 minutes to 2 hours, somewhere in there, depending on the person you are. It's normally children, though, and it goes away while you're sleeping. I forgot what it's called, and it just happens. Nothing causes it. Your food don't cause it. Nothing does. And then once you wake up, you're fine again. And I have that condition, and I've had a few episodes the last 2 months. Well, I've had episodes all my life, but the last 2 months I've had a few episodes like that, and I just go to sleep, and I'll wake up and I'm okay. But you are desperately nauseous during that time, but you're not having the heartburn. So I know this isn't that, because this is, I literally, before I got nauseous, it started coming out my nose. The heartburn just started flowing again. So basically, it's stomach acid is just flowing out my nose like a volcano, which is disgusting. And it burns. And I was so happy because I've barely been having those episodes that I can finally breathe out my nose again. It's calming down a lot as I sit here and talk to you. But the burning is insane in my stomach, and the pressure and the swelling. So, anyone do carnivore that knows research, or a Dr. Berry's video, or Anthony Chase, like someone who, can you do it without eating the fat? Or are you going to become very malnutrition? And I mean like not eating the fat at all. Like maybe some butter in my coffee and that's it. Or some cheese and that is it. Like not eating the animal fat. Because everything I have seen is your nutrition is coming from the animal fat. And if you're not eating it, you're not getting the proper nutrition. Because this is the third time this week that I'm in this position. And it happened 2 times last week. And this is a whole new picanha. Like, it's not an old batch. They literally, it's so beautiful red. They literally just cut it. And I have a brand new one that just got delivered and cut yesterday. I mean, it's literally making me so sick that even the thought of eating any more of it makes me want to throw up. So, does anyone watch anyone that doesn't really eat the fat and they seem to be healthy on a carnivore diet? I think I'm going to have to start testing different things I would eat on keto. Because I can't keep doing this. My list of foods is 0 now. I knew I could eat picanha and not be scared. Now I'm scared to eat picanha. I want foods I don't have to be scared that will make me sick. Like, I don't know what that is, because ever since the Delta version, I cannot eat chicken without getting sick. And that would be my go-to. Every time would be chicken. Now, the potatoes, the biscuits, I did not have a sickness with my stomach at all. Alright, when I was off eating lots of potatoes, if you look it up, potatoes help you not have GERD. At least 1 a day. So when I was eating that food, I had 0 stomach issues up until the end towards Christmas, and I don't know what changed. But I was having severe allergy issues, swelling, weight gain, my blood sugars weren't good. Like, you could look at me and see I was very unhealthy. But I wasn't, I would eat a potato and it would calm my stomach down. And like the stomach doctor said, what they recommend is like Nexium and stuff like that, which I'm allergic to and does not work for me anyways. I was on it for 17 years and I've developed an allergy towards it, and I've tried Prilosec. Like, I've tried the whole entire Pepto-Bismol, Tums, Gaviscon, you name it. I've tried it and either didn't work or became allergic or was originally allergic to it. I also stopped taking my magnesium this week because magnesium can cause these stomach issues. So I stopped taking it when I got my first episode, in case it was the magnesium. And yes, I did have an ibuprofen today. But one of my episodes this week, I did not have any ibuprofen, and I still had one. If I continue to have problems, I might just see. I'm very disappointed because I've been told the vanilla cream keto chow will not be in big bags, and that's the most affordable way. It's really expensive when you buy them separately. So I'm very devastated about that, but I'm giving this 90 plus days, no matter how I feel. And then if my stomach issues keep happening, I might see if I can get away with just doing some keto chow for a while. I don't know what to do, honestly. And when I go to doctors, they can't tell me. I get, like I said, they blame it on every condition that they've said I have. And that's the way life is. And that's not acceptable for me because I want to get to the bottom and fix it. But anyways, I feel like I gotta run to the bathroom again. And I'm sorry this is a whiny thing or whatever. At least I don't feel like I'm gonna throw up again. But, yeah, let me know if you know anyone who's done it without the high fat. Because I would like to watch them or read them or whatever to see if it's, like, safe. I would love to be like Dino. He's not allergic to no foods, and he's never been sick. He's never thrown up. He's never had stomach issues in his life, ever. I would love to be that person instead of be the person that was born with a bunch of ulcers and have had stomach issues since I was born. My whole life.